So as we move towards the second half of the college football season, obviously the focus around here is going to be on LSU's next football coach. And we continue to watch teams play. We know the names that have been rumored by sports writers and the names that make sense in terms of relationships with Louisiana or recent success at smaller programs or whatever the case may be. And I think a lot of people are kind of have their mind changed week to week based on some of the things they see on television or the things they look up or read or interviews they hear. I kind of tossed to you. We hadn't talked about it this week in terms of who the coach may be. Have you watched week to week or paid attention to anybody that maybe catches your eye or anything that has changed your focus on this coaching search?
Yeah, I got two fronts on that. I think first front, I think Scott Wilber's doing a phenomenal job because for the people in the know, I haven't heard a thing.
Love it.
I haven't heard a thing.
Work in the dark.
I've been poking bears. I've been trying to find out some stuff. It's hard. He's running a tight ship, and you love to see that. So I hope it stays that way going forward. And I think for me, I think I'm still on my names that I had at first. I know a lot of people are kind of thrown off on Lane because of the Auburn game, but I still think if you give him the recruits he'll be able to get on defense at LSU. He's got to make sure that offense is rolling, and he'll finally have a defense to back him. And obviously everyone saw what Mel Tucker did, that huge comeback win at home, just galvanizing his troops and finding a way to beat that Michigan team. I still believe in Mel and obviously Lincoln. I think if I had to switch some stuff around, I'd probably put Lincoln number one on my list. I think I love Lane, but I think Lincoln, the thing that's going to unlock this LSU program, he knows how to recruit quarterbacks, man. He's had so many different quarterbacks come into that offense, and we've seen the quarterback turnover at LSU and not have the success with the offense. That never happens at OU. He switches them out year in and year out, and they still are, top 5 in offense every single year. So that's the type of guy you want to have. So I may have to throw Lincoln a little higher because I know how important the quarterback position is in the LSU go, Joey B, baby. So everyone should know that in Tigerland.
When I'm watching, full disclosure, I did not watch Michigan State, Michigan. I was up in New York, and we were on the move. We were actually at a show when that game was going on. The show was fantastic, by the way. Come From Away. Go see it. Very good. So I did not watch that game. But I did watch some of Ole Miss Auburn when your wife's 6 months pregnant and you go to New York and she walks 4 miles a day. You got to build in some feet elevation time back in the hotel room. So when we went back to take a nap before dinner, I was watching a little bit. And then Ole Miss Auburn was after dinner when we got back home. Was watching some of that. And Lane going for these 4th and 6s is a lot for me to swallow. And I think a lot of the time we've talked about how it's analytics. We've talked about how he doesn't trust his defense. He's trying to score. He believes in some of these analytics that say you've got to go for it, and they go for it more than anybody. 4th and 6 ain't high percentage. I don't care who your quarterback is, and he's done that like multiple times, and that's kind of irritating me a little bit. So I still think he would do a great job here at LSU, but that's something that I have noticed now that I'm watching and paying attention to those type of things, that I can't get on board with some of these calls when there's field goals available or when you're deep in your own territory and you're giving the ball away, going for 4th downs that just aren't high percentage.
Yeah, I think Fred Jackson and I in the Bite for Chat kind of had a great conversation about that last night on Tiger Zone. And my thing was, I don't think Lane is going to do that when he has a bunch of 4 and 5 stars on his defense. He won't have to. You'll feel a lot more comfortable punting the ball when you actually have a chance of stopping people. And you look at the games that Ole Miss has lost. Bama offense did whatever they wanted. Auburn ran it down their throats. You predicted that.
Yeah.
Bixby did what he wanted. Hunter, that they just did. And Bo Nix had a great game that game. So I think you give Lane a defense that he can really trust and, hand the keys to a coordinator he can trust and really get stops. And I think we all saw that tandem in Bama when that offense was flying high and he had a defense to back him. They were really tough to beat. And I think he can run a similar system like that if he got a program like LSU.
Mel Tucker's got to get his guys ready for Purdue this week. They go on the road to Purdue. That's a game where teams that have a great record, but they aren't great teams. They're not Ohio State, Alabama level teams. They're not Clemson level teams. They're not LSU 19 level teams. Fall on their face. We saw Iowa do it, and he's just got to make sure his guys don't come off an emotional win and then flop when they're looking ahead at games against Ohio State down the road. So we'll see if Mel Tucker's team comes out focused and handles Purdue team that's not very good. So we'll see what Mel Tucker's got in there. Anybody else kind of piquing your interest? You paying any attention to Napier? Their games are tough to pay attention to. It's the Fun Belt. I get it.
Yeah, it is. I think Napier. I think it would be a great story. I think it would be a great feel-good story. But I don't know. Something in my guts tell me, Woodward isn't gonna sign a coach at this point and pay him that type of money who hasn't even won his own division in the Sun Belt. So I
Yeah.
think there's some other guys you can go to. Do I think if Napier did get the job, he would do a terrible job and run the program to the ground? No, I don't think that. But I just have a feeling that Woodward's gonna put that money to a name that these people can get behind.